feeling like that one and also with the season ending today?
Yeah, frustration, disappointment, sadness. Feel really badly for those guys in the room because, as you know, I mean, this is 7-8 months of the year that they just pour it all into it, give every ounce of effort and energy they have. They played the game the right way. They respected each other. They treated each other well. They treated the staff well. Really proud of what they've done, and it stings. But that's okay. It's okay to have it sting because this isn't where we want our season to end. This isn't what we hoped for when we started out. And I think that's okay to embrace it, that it doesn't feel very good.
I mean, at what point do you think you might get some perspective? I mean, you're coming off first 100-loss team to win a playoff series the next year. I mean, clearly the franchise took a big step forward this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
When do you think that the emotion, the gut punch of losing this game will go away and you'll be able to reflect and move forward?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, that's not what I'm thinking about right now. I mean, I'm happy for the city. I'm happy for the organization that we did what we did this year. But, it doesn't matter what other people thought we were able to accomplish this year. Our guys had bigger expectations for themselves, and that's how you should approach this game. You don't come here thinking, I hope we get a little bit better. That's not how it works at the big league level. So I think it's okay that it sucks right now.
You just looking at the pitching staff top to bottom with Michael Walker and in the bullpen, what was your just overall thoughts on how they pitched today in a game of this magnitude?
They battled their butts off, man. I mean, they gave everything they had. We got guys that have thrown in every game of the postseason. We got guys that are coming in, putting it all on the line. We kept those guys to 3 runs the last 2 days. You got to tip your cap. They beat us, but it wasn't for lack of effort. It wasn't for lack of desire or any of that kind of stuff. They put it all out there.
What was your perspective of the situation in the bottom of the 6th between Michael and Volpe?
Yeah, I mean, Volpe had the ball, blocked the bag. Michael probably didn't care for that too much, and, it got a little chippy.
A couple things just about the game. The pitching, the rough beginning for Michael, and he really battled through that. What did he show you through that, getting through that first inning?
Same thing he's shown us all year, to be honest. I mean, that was 3 pitches into the game. It's 1-0, and he bowed his neck and went right after him. I mean, he doesn't back down from anybody, and why should he? He's been doing this a long time. He's got a lot of confidence in himself, and he showed it right there. He composed himself and got us some big outs.
The decision to go to Ursig early, just take us through that process of making that decision and how you guys came about that one.
Well, I mean, if there were, they had put 3 hits together. They had scored a second run. They're in the middle of their order with the, Soto, Judge, Stanton coming up. I felt like that was our best opportunity to keep the game where it was and try to give us the best opportunity to come back.
Can you talk about the difference between, I mean, you had, I don't know if you had more good swings, but you had certainly put Cole in more trouble in the previous start than this one. What did you see as the differences with?
I think his fastball was a little bit better today. He located it at the top of the zone, which, he's got 18, 20 inches of carry at 96, 7 miles an hour. That's a tough thing to get to. And I think that, to me, that was the biggest difference.
How much does it hurt that your starters weren't able to pitch in any of these games? I know it's the postseason, so they might have a little bit shorter of a leash, but just that was your strength all year, was pitching deep in the game.
Well, some of that's because I took them out, right? I mean, that doesn't mean they couldn't have done it. But like you just said, usually in the postseason, you're going to have a little shorter leash. Now, playing a team like this where the 2, 3, 4 hitters are who they are, there's a little more urgency in those situations. But by no means does that mean they could not have done it. But, yeah, so some of that's on me as well.
Isbell, did you think he had it when he sent Soto to the wall?
I was hopeful. I mean, that was he put a good swing on it. I had a good feeling going into that at bat, but unfortunately we were playing in Kaufman.
In the same vein of that one, just some of the swings tonight, MJ Melendez early on in the game, what was just the emotional ride and roller coaster as, he could potentially hit a home run as well?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think he got that ball. I mean, he hit it pretty, he squared it up, hit it straight up in the air. Bobby squared one up. Verdugo made a nice play on it. I mean, there were some swings in there, some good swings throughout, but clearly not enough to string things together against Cole. I mean, Tommy had a heck of a night at the plate. This is a tough game. Hitting's a tough game, and you miss it by a fraction of an inch, and you're looking at a fly ball versus a homer or a line out or ground out instead of a line drive.
Having guys like Witt and Perez being able to lead this team to the playoffs, what do you kind of hope to see from them in years to come in this on this team?
Well, they are our leaders. They're the heart and soul of this, not only the team, the organization, the community. We're very proud of what they've done this year, and we would look for that to continue.
Just speak a little bit to Vinny. I know all the work he's put in, you've spoken about that before, but just what he meant to you guys during this run through the playoffs.
Well, it was a huge emotional lift to get him back, and I mean, good for him. I mean, that was a long shot, and the way he went about it, the way he just really got after it from the minute he got hurt, probably uncomfortably so. His hand was broken, but to come back and show that fight and the fortitude to do that, I mean, that shows who he is as a person, and the team respects the heck out of him.
Just, I don't know if you can share as much or little as you want to, just your message to the guys as you address them there.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. I thanked them up and down and extremely grateful for having been around them for this season. And regardless of, how a season ends, you got to appreciate the people that are in that room and how they treated each other, how they treated us as a staff. The things they did for the organization this season were phenomenal. And I just thanked them up and down because really that's all there is to it.
You're talking about what you said to the players. What do you want to say to the fans? I mean, that's a packed house out there.
Yeah, I mean, I said it today. I'm extremely grateful that they came out like this in force. I mean, clearly they were hungry for playoff baseball. We were hungry for it as well. I mean, I wish we had given them more to cheer about, and that's disappointing to me. And I know the guys feel the same way, but it certainly wasn't for a lack of anything they did or a lack of effort on our part. Sometimes that's how this game goes. But thank you very much for being here. And even when it wasn't a packed house throughout the season, they're into this team. They love baseball here. It's a great baseball town. And the way that they supported us throughout 81 home games is phenomenal. And I'm forever grateful for that.
Thank you.